Greenwashing. In this video, you will gain the knowledge of what greenwashing is, why fines should be implemented on companies that greenwash, why it should be outlawed, and why we should teach the basics of greenwashing in primary, secondary, and higher educational systems as requirements to pass on to the next level so that we have well-informed consumers. I hope that this video makes you informed. So, what really is greenwashing? I will give you 3 examples of what it is. One example is from an article titled Perceived Greenwashing: The Interactive Effects of Green Advertising and Corporate Environmental Performance on Consumer Reaction. It states that greenwashing is defined as intentionally misleading or deceiving consumers with false claims about a firm's environmental practices and impact. Another definition of greenwashing is from Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and they define greenwashing as expressions of environmentalist concerns, especially as a cover for products, policies, or activities. Lastly, the definition that I believe is the most clear is from an article titled Student's Guide to Greenwashing. The article states that greenwashing is the attempt to appear more environmentally responsible and so exists at the intersection of environmental marketing and fraud. The following video is just one example as to what greenwashing is.
You don't create the finest water on the planet. You discover it deep below the surface, bottled at the source, untouched by man. It's Earth's finest water.
Many more companies partake in greenwashing. According to the article from the 247 Wall Street, The Green Hypocrisy, America's Corporate Environment Champions Pollute the World. It talks about all of the various companies that are built on the foundation of destroying the environment by using harmful fossil fuels or harmful chemicals that are destroying the environment. However, they are making claims that they are green, but in fact they are not green. My final example of what greenwashing is that from a website titled the Center for Media and Democracy PR Watch that has an article that is titled as BP's Beyond Petroleum campaign losing its sheen, that states that back in July 2000, British Petroleum launched a high-profile $200 million public relations ad campaign designed by Ogilvy and Matthes to position the company as environmentally friendly. The company introduced a new slogan, Beyond Petroleum, and changed its 70-year-old shield-style logo to a new cheerful green and yellow sunburst. To many, the Beyond Petroleum campaign has always been ludicrous. BP changed their logo and changed their slogan to Beyond Petroleum in the year of 2000. However, the article also states that BP spent a mere $45 million in 1999 to buy a solar energy company called SolarX, a microscopic acquisition compared to the $26.5 billion it invested to buy Arco to expand its oil drilling portfolio. BP is also the company behind the environmentally controversial, and some would say disastrous, oil sands project in Alberta, Canada. Now, in the wake of the massive oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, BP's greenwashing campaign looks even less slick. The investment of solar panels was less trumped over the investment that they made on oil drilling around the same time they were doing the rebranding of the company. The second thing that we will be covering in this video will be why greenwashing should be illegal. One of the reasons why greenwashing should be illegal is because it is literally false advertisement. Even the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, of the United States website states that when consumers see or hear an advertisement, whether it's on the internet, radio, or television, or anywhere else, federal law says that the ad must be truthful, not misleading, and when appropriate, backed by scientific evidence. The FTC also has a green guide that consumers can use about learning about green products and if they are truly green. This will be linked in the description below. Greenwashing can also affect how the company is perceived by its consumers. According to misleading consumers with green advertising, an effect reason involvement account of greenwashing effects in environmental advertising. The article states that as a result, the dishonest attempts of companies to promote the environmental qualities of their products can undermine consumers' confidence in green advertising. Indeed, perceptions of greenwashing, as previous research has indicated, are associated with more negative evaluations of ads and brands. And evidence also suggests that even consumers with high expertise in environmental matters are not entirely resistant to greenwashing in advertisements. While companies do not get fined for greenwashing, many still do it and get away with it because it is in compliance with federal regulations. An example of a company that got fined for greenwashing is the company that goes by the name of AJM Packaging, which is a plastic company, and according to an article from CBC News titles, FTC punishes companies for greenwashing. AJM Packaging paid the biggest price. It faces a $450,000 civil penalty for violating a 1994 order to stop marketing any product as biodegradable without competent and reliable scientific evidence. While the FTC does fine some companies, many of them can just keep greenwashing and not get fined. This is why we need to teach greenwashing as a core class in all grade levels in all educational systems in our country. If we teach our future consumers what greenwashing is, how to spot it, and why it is bad for the environment, so we will have well-informed consumers for the future, making sure that we are not having companies that are trying to make themselves perceive as green when they are really not. Educating our youth is the single most important thing because what you learn first is what will stick with you for life.